This is the Greenbrier Valley Church of the Nazarene with your daily devotion for Saturday, January the 23rd. Today we are continuing in the book of Acts, chapter 14. We will read verses 8 through 20. Here is the word of the Lord. In Lystra there was a man who was lame. He had been that way from birth and had never walked. He listened to Paul as he was speaking. Paul looked directly at him, saw that he had faith to be healed, and called out, "Stand up on your feet." At that, the man jumped up and began to walk. When the crowd saw what Paul had done, they shouted in the Lycaonian language, "The gods have come down for us in human form." Barnabas they called Zeus, and Paul they called Hermes because he was the chief speaker. The priest of Zeus, whose temple was just outside the city, brought bulls and reeves to the city gates because he and the crowd wanted to offer sacrifices to them. But when the apostles Barnabas and Paul heard this, they tore their clothes and rushed into the crowd, saying, "Friends, why are you doing this? We too are only human like you. We are bringing you good news, telling you to turn from these worthless things to the living God, who made the heavens and earth and the sea and everything in them. In the past, he let all nations go their own way, yet he has not left himself without testimony. He has shown kindness by giving you rain from heaven and crops in their season. He provides you with plenty of food and fills your hearts with joy." Even with these words, they had difficulty keeping the crowd from sacrificing to them. Then some Jews came from Antioch and Iconium and won the crowd over. They stoned Paul and dragged him outside the city, thinking he was dead. But after the disciples had gathered around him, he got up and went back into the city. The next day, he and Barnabas left for Derbe. That is the word of the Lord. The article is titled, "The True God," and again it is written by Eva Geddes. There is often confusion about credit when it comes to miracles. Paul notices a lame man who is listening intently to his preaching. He sees that he has the faith to be healed and takes the time to commend the action of faith and restore the man physically. The man responds in faith, but the people misinterpret the miracle. They assume that Paul had done it, and then also assume that he must be a god, Zeus in fact. How easy it was for those Greeks to think that Zeus had come down to them. Paul and Barnabas must act quickly to point to the living God, the Creator. They speak against the pantheon of Greek gods, calling them worthless things. It should have been an easy step to point to Jesus, the Son of God, incarnate Savior. Idolatry, though, was deeply rooted in these people, and their emotions carry them to false conclusions. While we applaud Paul and Barnabas for their efforts to correct false assumptions, this incident reminds us of the importance of complete clarity when we testify to the one true living God. We must understand the people and their context, all while proclaiming the truth with words and actions they will understand. The hymn is "All Creatures of Our God and King" by Francis Assisi. Let all things our Creator bless, and all worship Him in humbleness. Psalm chapter 67, verses 1 and 2, we find, "May God be gracious to us and bless us and make His face shine on us, so that your ways may be known on earth, your salvation among all nations." And this is your daily devotion for Saturday, January the 23rd. Have a wonderful day.